Have you ever asked yourself, is honesty always the best policy? We're often told that honesty is a virtue, a trait to be admired and aspired to. It's seen as the cornerstone of trust, the foundation upon which meaningful relationships are built. But as we delve deeper into the labyrinth of human interactions, we begin to realize that honesty, like all things, is not black and white, but rather a spectrum of shades and complexities. Imagine honesty as a beautifully intricate dance, a delicate balance between revealing our true selves and maintaining a veil of discretion. It's a dance we all partake in, a dance that requires us to be true to ourselves while also considering the potential impact of our words and actions on others. And here lies the crux of the matter. When does honesty transform from a catalyst of connection to a potential cause of discord? When does the act of baring one's soul, of offering our raw and unfiltered truth, turn from an act of courage to a cause for regret? This is the paradox of honesty. There are moments of euphoria where we feel compelled to share our innermost thoughts and feelings. We might perceive this as a spice, adding a unique flavor to our relationships. Yet often, in the aftermath of these moments, we may find ourselves questioning our openness, our decision to be so transparent. And it's in these moments of introspection we find ourselves grappling with the bittersweet taste of honesty. It's a taste that is at once nourishing and enriching, yet tinged with the bitterness of uncertainty and potential regret. It's a taste that serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities inherent in our quest for authenticity and meaningful connections. So while honesty is often seen as an admirable trait, it can sometimes leave a bitter taste in our mouths. But as we navigate through the intricate dance of honesty, we are reminded that the path to true connection is often paved with courage, vulnerability, and a dash of discretion. Let's delve deeper into the concept of self-disclosure, the act of revealing our innermost thoughts and feelings to others. Self-disclosure is a powerful tool in the realm of human connections. It's like a key that opens the door to our inner world, inviting others into the depths of our thoughts, emotions, desires, and fears. By sharing these facets of ourselves, we allow others to truly see us, to understand us in a way that surface-level interactions simply cannot achieve. This depth of understanding can significantly enrich our relationships, making them more meaningful and fulfilling. But self-disclosure is not always a one-way ticket to deeper connections. In fact, it's a delicate balancing act. On one side of the scale, we have the potential benefits of self-disclosure: stronger bonds, greater empathy, and a deeper sense of belonging. On the other side, we have the inherent risks: exposure, vulnerability, and the potential for misunderstanding or rejection. In its purest form, self-disclosure is an act of courage. It requires us to step out from behind our emotional barriers and present our authentic selves to the world. But with this courage comes vulnerability. We expose our soft underbelly to potential harm, whether in the form of judgment, rejection, or simply the discomfort of being seen in our raw, unfiltered state. Yet, it's important to remember that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to our strength. It takes a great deal of courage to reveal ourselves in such a way, to trust others with our deepest thoughts and feelings. And in doing so, we create an opportunity for genuine connection, for a deeper understanding and acceptance that can only come from such honesty. At the same time, self-disclosure should not be a reckless act. It requires a certain level of discernment, an understanding of when and how much to share. It's about finding that sweet spot where honesty meets discretion, where vulnerability meets strength. As we can see, self-disclosure is a double-edged sword. It can deepen connections, yet it can also expose our vulnerabilities. So, what happens when the honesty we value so much turns bittersweet? Imagine the scenario. You're sitting across from someone you deeply care about. In a moment of emotional euphoria, you decide to lay your feelings bare, to share your deepest insecurities, your most guarded secrets. You feel a sense of liberation, a cathartic release. It's a spice that adds a unique flavor to your interaction, making it richer, more nuanced. But then, the euphoria fades. The words that once felt liberating now seem to hang heavy in the air. You begin to question your decision to be so unguarded. Did you share too much? Were you too honest? The sweet taste of liberation slowly turns bitter as you grapple with the uncertainty and potential consequences of your honesty. Or consider another instance. You're faced with a difficult truth about someone you care about. With a heavy heart, you decide to confront them, believing that honesty is the best policy. But your honesty, despite being well-intentioned, causes pain and confusion. Your relationship is strained, the bond you once shared now tainted by the bitter taste of truth. These situations highlight the bittersweet nature of honesty. On one hand, being honest can deepen our connections, adding a unique flavor to our relationships. On the other hand, it can lead to regret, uncertainty, and even pain. The same honesty that we value and strive for can at times leave a bitter taste in our mouth. But it's important to remember that the taste of honesty, like any flavor, is subjective. What may seem bitter at first may eventually reveal a hidden sweetness. And sometimes, the initial sweetness may fade, giving way to a lingering bitterness. The key is to understand and navigate these complexities, to appreciate the multifaceted nature of honesty. Just as a well-prepared meal is a balance of different flavors, so is our approach to honesty. It's about finding the right blend of vulnerability and discretion, of sharing our truths without causing unnecessary pain or regret. Clearly, honesty can be a complex and nuanced concept, with a taste that can be both sweet and bitter. How then can we strike a balance between authenticity and discretion? Navigating the complexities of honesty is no easy feat. It requires a keen understanding of the context, an intimate knowledge of the person involved, and a thoughtful consideration of the potential outcomes. It's about discerning when to let the floodgates open and when to keep the dam intact. In this dance of vulnerability and prudence, we must learn to lead with empathy. Empathy allows us to gauge the readiness of the other person to receive our truth, and our own preparedness to bear the consequences of our honesty. Moreover, we should remember that honesty isn't about brutal candor, but rather compassionate truth-telling. It's about expressing our feelings and thoughts in a way that respects both our emotional well-being and that of the other person. In the end, the taste of truth can be both nourishing and bittersweet, but with careful consideration and a touch of wisdom, we can learn to savor it all the same.